Dante made a quick pass of the others and their surroundings on the small island, where they'd finally tucked in after hours of paddling through the swamp. "I don't see anything." Dante raised an eyebrow at Gladdick. "Do you?" The priest shook his head. "Nothing." "Then we're free of him," Blaze said. "So that means I'm safe to shout as loudly as I can, 'Why are we still traveling with someone who tried to slaughter the entire Colin Basin?'" His words hung and died in the still, damp air. Stiff and sore from the day's exertions, Dante seated himself on a white rock. "You just saw why." "Because something strange and disturbing just came out of nowhere to muck up our plans? What else is new?" "We've never seen anything like this before. We can't throw away our resources just because we don't like how they smell." "Resources? Is that your new word for bloodthirsty maniac? Have you forgotten the cave in Colin, the one we found after we drove him out of the city?" "I never will," Dante said softly. "But we're the ones who stopped him and the Drakebane from destroying the White Lich. I'm afraid that if we don't learn what this thing is, and what it intends to do, what we saw in the cavern will be seen all across this land." Blaze stared at him, then spread his arms at Naren. "Surely you don't think this is a good idea?" Naren seated himself on the ground. His face, normally a glowingly sun-burnished brown, was still ashen from the encounter with the Lich's scouts. "I hate him like I hate hell. But I wouldn't be poised to offer you an opinion if he hadn't healed me this very day." "Right. So, one life saved, a few tens of thousands to go." Dante ran his hands through his tangled hair. "The rulers of Tanara Tain were so terrified of this thing that the Drakebane's family spent decades organizing a takeover of Malun in case they had to run from it. Volo, your friends in the Righteous Monsoon meant to use the White Lich to overthrow the Drakebane. Did they understand exactly what they were unleashing?" The girl darted a look at him, her dark Tanarian eyes haunted and burning, then stared out into the swamp. "They told us the Aiden Rani was the only thing that had ever beaten the Knights of Odersain, that he'd protect us with one hand and smash the Drakebane with the other. But some of the others, those who came from the outer swamps, they said the Aiden Rani was a monster, that he'd devour us too. We laughed at them, but we were wrong." Blaze scoffed. "How do you know that?"